A treatise on Rigveda, a fourfold commentary. Introduction. Vidyadhanam sarvadhanat pradhanam. Knowledge is the most important of all wealth, says a Sanskrit proverb. Vedas is the depository of all knowledge, or it contains knowledge meant for all categories of people, from the lowest to the highest level of intelligence, according to the nature of a person, depending on their intelligence level and type of activities. People have been classified into three categories traditionally as tamasic, rajasic and sattvic. Based on the nature of activities, tamasic people are those who always perform actions to gain some specific benefits for themselves, which may include harm to others, or, in other words, result-oriented actions. They belong to the inferior category because they are self-centered, or they tend to think that they alone exist and the world is created for their enjoyment. But unfortunately, not knowing what gives them enjoyment. Since a large percentage of human beings fall into this category, quite a good part of the Vedas is devoted to cater to the needs of these people. Then there are people who perform actions which are not result-oriented directly, but they believe that as a result of these actions, they will attain heaven or gain moksha, liberation from the birth-death cycle. They can be considered as belonging to Rajasic category. Vedas contain many passages to cater to the needs of these middle-level people. The superior are sattvic people who perform actions in a detached way, not to attain heaven or gain moksha, because they have come to realize that these two are unreal. They are seekers of self-knowledge, knowledge of knowledge supreme. Many passages are found in the Vedas concerning that knowledge directly or indirectly. But only very few human beings are benefited by this part of the Vedas, because that knowledge is very difficult to comprehend, as it is subjectless or knowerless and objectless, knowable-less. To put it in another way, when going through the Vedas seriously, a person may interpret the passages differently depending on one's own nature. Inferior minds may be able to understand the word meanings, or at least the overall meaning, vachyartha, of the passages, and he may be satisfied with that. They who consider the Vedas to be meaningless may not go through the Vedas seriously anyway. The middle-level people may be satisfied with yajnik and adhidevic meanings, believing that their own interpretations are true. A seeker may have to pass through these stages before he can start on the adhyatmic interpretation of the Vedas. That only leads one to the ultimate objective, objectless knowledge. Brahmam Satyam Jagan Mithya. Anyone who attains that knowledge finally becomes one with that. For such a self-realized person also, Vedas are of no use, since she has become one with the supreme knowledge. It is a well-recognized fact that among the Vedas, Rigveda is the most ancient. What follows is an attempt to give an adhyatmic interpretation to Rigveda. Rigveda is so called because it consists of mantras called riks. Rig Veda is divided into ashtakas or octars, and each ashtakam is divided into 8 chapters. However, Rig Veda was originally divided into 10 mandalas, and each mandalam consists of several suktas. Mandalam-wise distribution of suktas are as follows. Mandalam 1, 191, Mandalam 2, 43, Mandalam 3, 62, Mandalam 4, 58, Mandalam 5, 87, Mandalam 6, 75, Mandalam 7, 104, Mandalam 8, 92, Mandalam 9, 114, Mandalam 10, 191. Number of riks in each sukta may vary from 1 to more than 50 in a few cases. This method of division of Rig Veda is considered to be more logical or scientific. Therefore, in this treatise, overall meanings of each rig and comments on the rigs are presented mandalam-wise and suktam-wise as per the order given above. To make it more explicit, each rig is identified by 3 numbers. The first number indicates mandalam, the second number denotes suktam, and the third specifies the number of rig in that suktam. In addition, ashtakam numbers and chapter numbers are also indicated for information of the readers of the treatise. One or two observations are to be made at this stage. The scribe of the treatise is involved only in arriving at the Vedartha and commentary based on that. So, the mantras do not form a part of the treatise. To make that point clear, the mantra of each rig will not be should not be mixed up with the overall meaning and the commentary, because it is not the scribe's work. All mantras are coming down from the wise sages. So, as such, in our talk here, we will not be reading the mantra as such. To indicate the mantra, we will only indicate overall meaning of such and such a rig. So, this is how the talk will be presented. Mandalam 1, Ashtakam 1, Chapter 1, Suktam 1. Rishi Madhuchanda Vaishwamitra Devata Agni Chandas Gayatri. From scientific point of view or physically, Agni can be treated as a source of energy, since Agni is said to be existing in the sun, inside the stomach of all living beings, in the sky as lightning, inside the earth, in the sacrificial fire, etc. All of them are sources of energy in the form of heat, light, electricity, etc. matter and energy are interchangeable, or energy may be considered as another form of matter. The self as such is not a thing or has nothing to manifest. What is being manifested is nature, Prakriti. The self, Atma, is the base for nature's manifestation. In nature, five basic forms of matter, Panchabhutas, are said to be manifesting in order of increasing grossness. These are Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Ambhas, and Bhumi. Physically, these correspond to absolute space, air, energy, water, and earth. Air may represent gas, water liquid, and earth solid. Hence, Agni here and other places of Rigveda can be considered as a source of energy or soul of energy or energy personified. In the light of the above discussion, this sukta can be interpreted as follows. Rig 1.1.1 Agni Mile. I praise spiritual Agni, who is seated in front and is the sacrificial deity, performer of sacrifices in all seasons, is a receiver of sacrificial offerings, and is possessor or dispenser of the best jewel, namely self-knowledge. Rigveda starts off with a reverential homage to Agni, on whom the whole universe depends for all activities going on there. The very same Agni is the presiding deity of all sacrifices. Agni in the sun is responsible for yearly climatic changes on the surface of the earth. Prithvijam. Agni, the sacrificial fire, is the receiver of all sacrificial oblations and their distribution to the concerned shining beings, and also distributor of fruits of actions to the performers of the sacrifices from the shining beings. In short, the Rig says, I bow to Agni, who is the permanent witness, acceptor and distributor of all sacrificial offerings and their fruits. He is the possessor of the best wealth, namely self-knowledge. Rig 1.1.2 Agni Purvebhi, etc. Spiritual Agni is fit to receive the worship of the rishis of the olden days as well as of the present day rishis. Let him bring all the shining beings together here. In those olden days, the wise sages invoked Agni to attain wealth of all kinds, including self-knowledge. Let this Agni bring enlightenment to the seer of the Sukta likewise. The reason for this follows. 1.1.3 Agni Narayip. Only through spiritual Agni, a person may try to obtain ever-increasing wealth in terms of fame and heroic sons, relatives, etc. It is Agni who endows a person with energy and activates him according to his own nature. He enjoys the fruits of such actions. Both wealth, material as well as knowledge are implied by this Rig. 1.1.4 Agneyam Yajnamatvaram. O spiritual Agni, whichever non-violent sacrifice you perform encompasses the whole universe. That definitely reaches all shining beings. Agni, the soul of energy responsible for all sacrifices or all activities that go on in the universe. Such sacrifices attain shining beings who can be certain personified aspects of natural phenomena or imaginary divinities such as Indra, Mitra, Varuda, etc., and enlightened souls shining with self-knowledge, Atma Jnana. 1.1.5 Agnirhota Kavikratu Satyashtitrasravastama. May the all self-luminous spiritual Agni, receiver of sacrificial offerings, intelligence and truth personified, and of most wonderful fame, arrive here with other resplendent beings or shining beings. May Agni and shining beings mentioned under 1.1.4 come to attend the present sacrifice of the seer of the Sukta. Conventionally, a non-violent sacrifice is performed to a sacrificial fire or gross Agni with physical oblation of food such as ghee, etc. This is to be called the physical or gross sacrifice, which is performed by the 10 organs, 5 sense organs and 5 organs of action of the gross body of the performer of sacrifice. A non-violent sacrifice could also be a knowledge sacrifice in which the performer disseminates knowledge to the people assembled in the place of sacrifice. This is the subtle form of sacrifice, which is a possibility that one should keep in mind, though in the present context the seer may have in mind gross sacrifice. 1.1.6 Yadangala Shushe. O friendly soul of Agni, it is true that whatever gracious acts you perform for this sacrificer, O Agni, pervader of all limbs, that is your own decision. Agni is a pervader of all limbs because every limb of every living creature is activated by Agni, the soul or source of energy. Angira here means shining like burning charcoal. 1.1.7 Upatva Agne Dive Dive. O spiritual Agni, illuminator of night darkness, paying our respects to you every day with devotion, we come near or approach you. O Agni, we approach you respectfully every day morning. This is the gist of the rig. Agni, the fire, illuminates darkness of the night. The soul Agni illuminates darkness of ignorance. 1.1.8 Rajantamadvaranam. We approach you, O Agni, spiritual, who is the Lord of all nourishing sacrifices. He is the maintainer of nature's laws. He is lighting up brilliantly your abode and all pervading. Agni, the soul of energy, lords over all activities including sacrifices. He is a strict follower of nature's laws and shines brilliantly in the place of sacrifice, which may be gross or subtle. The self is the abode of all forms of matter, including energy. 1.1.9 O spiritual Agni, that you may become easily approachable, to us as a father to his sons. May you be attached to us for our prosperity or ultimate success. Sons can approach their father easily. Similarly, may spiritual Agni be easily approachable to the sacrificers. The Sukta ends in this prayer from the seer of the Sukta, which is the first one in Rigveda. Suktam 2. Rishi Madhuchanda Vaishwamitra Devata Vayu Indravayu Mitravarino Chandas Gayatri 1.2.1 Vayavayahi. Oh, the perceivable life breath in all living beings, Vayu, please come. All these perceivable objects or extracted soma essences have been adorned for you. Please protect them and hear our prayers. Here the word darshata is interpreted as perceivable, though literally it means seeable, because breath cannot be seen. Soma is in plural number, in contrast to soma essence, which is usually in the singular number. The word soma implies procreation of the mind, or which can be perceived by the mind only. Alternately, all creations are imaginary and unreal. 1.2.2 Vaya Uktebhi. O Vayu, bestower of life breath to all creatures, all are created or born beings, enlightened men and praisers praise you with eulogies. All 5 forms in the biosphere depends on air or Vayu for their life breath, or for their very existence. In that sense, all creatures from the lowest to the highest form of creation invoke Vayu. However, only wise learned sages praise Vayu with eulogies. 1.2.3 Vayo Tava. O Vayu, the extensive Vedic words of wisdom sprung up through your association reach the sacrificer for enjoying soma essence. Words are formed by combining sounds which are produced by the movement of air, Vayu. Hence, Vedic words are said to be generated in association with Vayu. Propagation of sound also needs a medium like air. Soma can be grass, juice of the plant, or subtle, the Dhyam, or spiritual, namely flowing essence of Atma. This aspect is elaborated fully in Mandalam 9. The word enjoy is used here for this reason. 1.2.4 Indravayu ime sutta. O Indravayu, these drops of soma are extracted for you together with these pleasant foods or drinks. Please come here as they desire you. Indra here stands for the universal manifested self or universal Jivatma. Drops of spiritual soma are used by Indra for the manifestation of material forms, living and non-living, by Indra and Indravayu combined. 1.2.5 Vayavindrascha. O Indravayu, you are purveyors of life, movement and strength. You are knowers of all born beings. May you too come near us quickly. Indra and Vayu, body attached Jivatma and Pranas, combination of these two keep all creatures alive and active. Hence, they are knowers of all born beings. Rest of the needs no explanation. 1.2.6 Vayavindrascha. O Vayu, may you and Indra Come near the Soma of the extractor of Soma. O leaders of men, these are being especially extracted for you promptly with intelligence. In this rec, Soma may be considered as the subtle type, namely the Sukta, since it is said to be extracted with intelligence. 1.2.7 Mitram huve puta daksham. I invoke Mitra, possessor of auspicious strength, and Varuna, the remover of harmful obstacles. They are accomplishers of bringing rainwaters to the earth. Mitra and Varuna are generally imagined to be guardian deities of the universe during the day and night respectively. Varuna is also considered as presiding deity of ocean or waters. Being the lord of the day, Mitra is often equated to the sun. Scientifically, the sun causes rain by giving necessary energy for water to become vapor and move up in the atmosphere. Thus, Mitra and Varuna together accomplish to bring down rainwater to earth. 1.2.8 Ritena Mitra Varuna. Mitra and Varuna are enhancers of nature and its laws, and maintainers of nature's laws. They pervade the expansive sacrifice of creation of the universe with nature's laws. Rita and Satya cannot be identical since they are mentioned separately in many places in Rigveda itself. Satya is truth, it is the birthless state. Enlightened souls performed knowledge sacrifices to explain the creation of the infinitely diverse material universe or Prakriti or nature from truth. From this sacrifice, basic laws of nature came into being, as mentioned in 10.90.16. These nature's laws can be or is represented by Rita, or Rita manifests from or an outward manifestation of Satya, though the word is quite often interpreted as Satya. With this explanation, meaning of Rik should be very clear. Kavino Mitra Varuna, Rik 1.2.9. Mitra and Varuna are born for the benefit of many and dwell in many objects of the world. They are wise and they maintain strength and accomplish many deeds for us. Mitra and Varuna are conceived of as lording over the universe during the day and night respectively. They are born in the minds of the wise sages only. That is the reality. Suktam 3. Madhuchanda Vaishwamitra Rishi Devata Ashwinau Indra Vishwadeva Saraswati Chandas Gayatri. 1.3.1 Ashwina Yaj Varirisho. O possessors of swift horses or deft hands, and providers of many objects created for the well-being of living beings, may you too be pleased to receive as food the means of producing food or health and happiness. Ashwins are a pair who could be two stars, sun and moon for example, or two divine physicians, or Paramatma, Jivatma combined, etc. Here they are supposed to have deft hands and they move quickly with the help of speedy horses. May they accept this hymn and provide health and happiness to the sacrifices. 1.3.2 Ashwina Purudam Sasa. O performers of many deeds, leaders of men, and guides to the final goal, or very wise Ashwins, may you too accept our praises with solicitous intelligence. Paramatma Jivatma combination Ashwins lead all human beings to their final goal, death or enlightenment, as the case may be. One is in the physical sense and the other is spiritually. 1.3.3 Rik Dasra Ivagava. Absolutely truthful accomplishers of many deeds, travelers along shining paths, Ashwins. The prepared place of sacrifice and the extracted or born offerings are devoted to you. Please come. Here, Ashwins could be subtle or divine physicians or the spiritual Ashwins mentioned in the previous Rik. Extracted essence could be essence of Soma plant or the Sukta which is being extracted by its seer now. 1.3.4 Indraya Hichitrabhano. O possessor of variegated luster Indra, these extracted or born essence or oblation is being purified continuously through the small holes of the strainer for you. Please come. Indra is an imaginary entity who could be universal manifested self or universal Jivatma. The sun, etc. could also be manifested from Indra. In the subtle sense, the Rik means that this Rik is in praise of Indra so that he may come and hear it. This comment is applicable to the next Rik, 1.3.5, which is Indraya hi thiye shito. O Indra, sought after through the intellect and urged on by the wise sages, may you come near these Vedic hymns of the institutor of sacrifice. 1.3.6 Rik. Indraya hitu udujana. O possessor of horses or race, Indra, moving fast, please come towards our Vedic praises. May you hold delight in our extracted or born essence. Horse is with reference to subtle or divine Indra, while race apply to universal manifested self Indra. Rik 1.3.7 Omasascha Shani Dhrito. O shining beings, all shining beings or enlightened souls, you are protectors of men, supporters of men, and gracious. May you all come towards the extracted or born essence of the offerer of oblations. Shining beings can be imaginary divine entities responsible for certain aspects of manifested nature or presiding deities of certain natural phenomena. They could also be referring to enlightened sages who are shining with spiritual knowledge. This comment is applicable to next two Riks, 1.3.8 and 1.3.9. Vishwedevaso Aptura. O May all the active shining beings moving swiftly, piercing the darkness of the cloud of ignorance, be pleased to come here like sun's rays during the day. May shining beings dry away darkness produced by the clouds in the sky. This is in the gross sense. In the subtle sense, may they drive away ignorance that is clouding the mind of sacrificers. As such, overall meanings of 1.3.7 and 1.3.8 should not be difficult for comprehension. Vishve Devaso Asritha. Or all shining beings, you are failing, non-injuring. Our ocean is a purifier of all from sins. Desire for our knowledge sacrifice. Saraswati is accepted to be the presiding deity of learning or knowledge of all kinds, gross and subtle. With this explanation, meaning of the Rig should be clear. 1.3.11 Chodayatri Sunurdanam. Saraswati, who inspires truthfulness in people, is bestower of discrimination on very intelligent people. May that goddess of wisdom bear or receive our knowledge sacrifice. May Saraswati, who is inspirer of truthful knowledge, bestow the power of discrimination between truth and unreality on intelligent men. This is the implied meaning of the Rig. 1.3.12 Mahovarna Saraswati. May Saraswati, who makes ocean of knowledge known with intelligence, illumine the intelligence of the whole humanity. Saraswati pervades all knowledge and bestows intelligence on mankind. Last three Rigs in the Sukta bring out some qualities attributed to Saraswati. Suktam 4 Rishi Madhuchanda Vaishwamitra Devada Indra Chandas Gayatri Surupakritno 1.41 1.4.1 We call upon Indra, who is the manifester of beautiful forms, just like an easily milkable milch cow is approached daily for milking. Remembering that Indra symbolizes universal manifested self, he only is the creator of all material objects in this universe. Naturally, sacrificers invoke him daily for gaining all sorts of wealth. Upana Savanagahi 1.4.2 O drinker or protector of Soma, Indra, please come towards the different sessions of our knowledge sacrifice. Delight of the abundantly rich you is indeed giver of cattle or speech arrays. In principle, sacrifice could be with gross oblations or it could be a knowledge sacrifice jnana yajna, in which case this sukta itself is the oblation. When Indra is happy by hearing this hymn, he gives knowledge of spiritual light through sacrifices. This could be an implied meaning of the Rig. 1.4.3 Athate Andamanam. O Indra, we come to know you through the contacts of enlightened souls. Please come to us and do not abandon us. Through enlightened sages, sacrificers come to know about Indra and his activities. Rig 1.4.4 parehi. O seekers of knowledge, go forward and ask Indra who is the fittest, is extremely dear compared to all your friends. He is learned and is not overcomable, or he is indestructible. Indra, universal Jivatma, bestows Jivatma on all living creatures. So, Indra is dearer than all other friends. Indra is indestructible indeed. 1.4.5 Udabrivantu donido. May they who hold oblations in Indra only advise us. On the other hand, who talk ill of him may go away from here or get thrown out. May only those who know about Indra instruct the sacrificers in this knowledge sacrifice and not others. 1.4.6 Udana Subhagan. May we be under the protection and shelter of Indra only. O accomplisher of many deeds, Shadakrado Indra, may your devotees and other subjects consider us to be lucky for that reason. Those who are under the protection of Indra or Jivatma are considered to be fortunate than others. This is the implied meaning of the rek. 1.4.7 Rig. Emashumashave. O Indra, may you procure for us dexterity and speed for understanding and undertaking our tasks quickly, and that power which gives delight to all, inspiration to friends, and which throws down rainwater to the earth. May Indra bestow physical wealth, rainwater, knowledge, and happiness on the sacrificers. 1.4.8 Asya Pitva Shadakrato. O performer of many deeds, Indra, after drinking the Soma essence, you become the destroyer of enemy cloud, and in battles you protect a heroic warrior. Hearing the hymn of the seer of the Sukta, Indra became destroyer of ignorance for the seer. He becomes his protector in his battles for gaining knowledge. 1.4.9 Tam Tva Vajeshu. O performer of many deeds, Indra, we shall worship you only for gaining all sorts of wealth. You are victorious in all battles. Meaning of the Ruk should be clear without any explanation. 1.4.10 Yo Rayo. O sacrificers, after offer praises to that Indra who is the protector of all wealth, is greatest among the greats, is the front of extractors of Soma essence, and he helps one to cross over miseries. This is addressed to his co-sacrificers by the seer of the Sukta. Soma could be gross, subtle or spiritual. Miseries are associated with day-to-day life of each person. It may also mean birth, death, birth cycle. Suktam 5. Rishi Masuchanda Vaishwamitra Devada Indra Chandas Gayatri Atveda 1.5.1 O companions, You who are co-bearers of prayers to Indra, come together or closer, extol him so that he may attain Indra. We may attain Indra. Seer of the Sukta is urging his friends to praise Indra with Vedic hymns to attain him. Here, the seer may be implying by the word Indra the universal Jivatma or manifested self. 1.5.2 Purutamam Puruna. O companions, you altogether extol Indra, who is the Lord of all, is ever recurring, and is the best among the many manifested objects in the extraction of Soma essence. Extraction of Soma essence may mean preparation of this hymn. Indra, universal manifested self, is the best among all manifested objects, and he is appearing in different forms all the time as Jivatma. 1.5.3 Sagha no Yoga. May he, Indra, be the helper for accomplishing our desires. May he be the helper for or in acquiring all our wealth. May he alone help us in enhancing our intelligence. May he come to us with food and other enjoyable objects. This may not need further explanation. 1.5.4 Yasya samste O companions, sing the praise of that Indra in the presence of his two rays of light. His enemies are incapable of using their force in battles. The two rays associated with Indra are those which bestow Sat and Chit, existence and consciousness on living creatures. No living creature can ever fight against them. This is the implied meaning. 1.5.5 Sutapavane. These extracted drops of Soma essence, which are pure and are capable of sustaining and nourishing, go to him, Indra, for drinking the Soma essence and setting in motion the birth of material objects. Most appropriately, spiritual Soma is implied here. Each drop of life-carrying essence enters Indra, and he makes use of it to set in motion one spiritual Soma stream through living creatures' bodies, one after another successively. 1.5.6 Tvam Sutasya Pitaye. O performer of good deeds Indra, may you ever increase for drinking Soma essence available as of now. May you become stronger in course of time for becoming most excellent. By drinking the spiritual Soma, his strength for creating material objects or living bodies increases. This fact is implied here. 1.5.7 Atva. O fond of praise Indra, may all rapidly moving drops of Soma enter you. In that way, may they be a source of happiness to you, who is the possessor of pure knowledge. First part of the rig is already explained in the comment on the previous rig. Indra is said to be the possessor of or knower of true knowledge. Tvam 1.5.8 Tvam Stoma, O Indra, performer of 100 deeds, may the hymns of praise and the recited eulogies make you stronger in the same way as our praises enhance your glory. Next track 1.5.9 Akshidodi Sanedimam. May the constant protector Indra procure for us this wealth consisting of infinite power enhancing objects in which all powers are contained. May Indra procure for the sacrificers all kinds of wealth which will enhance their physical and mental strength. Ruk 1.5.10 Mano Marta. O fond of praise Indra, may no living creature ever hurt our bodies. O Lord of all, Indra, please avert killing and all forms of violence.